we're back with a brand new episode of American Horror Story Cult. This one's titled Neighbors from Hell. So last week's episode started to move things in a direction that I was really liking, raising really interesting questions and concerns for our main character. So of course, now I'm wondering, will Neighbors from Hell keep it going? Let's jump in and find out. As you know, I haven't really been feeling Cheyenne Jackson's therapist character so far, but that's where this episode kicks off, with a patient named Rosie breaking down one of her fears for him, and according to Dr. Vincent, they identified the problem and Rosie put in the work to face her fear and overcome it. It seems like a very happy ending for Rosie and her husband, but soon after their session, Rosie and Mark are then attacked and locked in coffins inside their own home, and it basically makes Rosie's fear a reality. And with that, I get my really interesting wrinkle to Dr. Vincent. Moving on now, we reunite with Allie back at her place. She assumes she's in really big trouble for shooting Pedro, but Detective Samuel says there's standard ground law in Michigan and she saw a dark figure coming into her house. She felt threatened and has the right to defend herself. I don't really think that it's all that simple, but Ivy doesn't let Allie off the hook so easy. She does console Allie and she tells her that it's not her fault, but then while Ivy seems somewhat confident that Ozzy can find a way to live with what happened, she then asks Allie, can she? And given Allie's behavior in the show thus far, it's a reasonable question, especially when you see what lies ahead for Allie. As Allie and Ivy approach the restaurant for work after, they see a whole bunch of protesters outside waving signs with Allie's face on them that say murder in big red letters. The only incident they can directly connect her to right now is Pedro's shooting, but as Adina Porter's character, news reporter Beverly Hope, points out, there's an increasing tension in the community and the collective rage is all targeting Allie. While she's in the car alone, Allie has another encounter with Kai. She's more vulnerable than ever in that moment, and Kai uses the situation to his advantage because he knows he can. She's trying to close the window, but then he tells her he thinks she's incredibly brave, and he continues by what looks like wholeheartedly telling her what she wants to hear. Remember that idea from episode 2? So he tells her that she didn't do anything wrong, and on top of that, he offers to take care of that mob for her. But it's only some mild momentary relief for Allie per usual, because then she gets a visit from the Wiltons wearing sombreros. So given the fact that I went into this episode just thinking they're connected to Kai, I assumed that at this point in time they'd be supporting Allie, but then Harrison actually verbally attacks her. Poor Allie just can't catch a break, because then later that night she freaks out all over again when she spots a very suspicious looking truck, green and glowing, drive past their house, spraying some sort of chemical. And then the next morning, Allie and Ivy wake up to find a whole bunch of dead birds on their lawn. So then when Winter comes back into the picture, Allie's pissed. She wanted her gone because she abandoned her on the night of the shooting, but Ivy insists that that wasn't Winter's fault, and Allie actually apologizes. Distraction from that, though, comes in the form of a naked stranger in their living room. Apparently what happened is someone put out an ad for sexual favors with their address on it. The final part of that ad said Caucasians preferred Latin lovers do not apply, so that instantly makes Allie think it was the Wiltons doing. After that, I guess Allie is back on good terms with Dr. Vincent because they talk on the phone about the whole thing, and during that conversation he's pushing around buttons with smiley faces on them. Got a good feeling they're teasing something with that. After their chat on the phone, Allie plans to confront the protesters outside the restaurant to calm them down, and just as she pulls up, they swarm her car, and she fails miserably trying to calm them by shouting, "I'm one of you," and move just over and over and over again. Just as she's about to lose it, she spots Kai, and the protesters quietly and very eerily disperse. During Allie and Kai's conversation after, he reminds her that he promised to take care of her, and he did. And it isn't as warm of an exchange as that last one, though, and it almost sounded more like a threat to me. Later on, we get to meet the newest member of the family. It's Oz's guinea pig, Mr. Guinea, which instantly is a big red flag for anyone out there who likes cute pets. Allie wants the guinea pig gone because of the family's no pet policy, and Oz doesn't take that news well. So Allie then opts to call the Wiltons about the issue, and that's when it's revealed that Detective Samuels is hanging out with them. What's up with that, I wonder? I think we somewhat find out why in a later scene, because it's Pinky time with Meadow and Kai. Kai asks her what she's afraid of, and when she picks something happening on The Real Housewives, Kai gets mad, slaps her, and rants about his revolution. She apologizes and he encourages her to know her pain, then lays it all out for her and flat out asks her if being 40 and childless scares her. She says yes, and then admits that the man she loves is turning against her, and Kai confirms he is. For a minute it crossed my mind that that man may not be Harrison, but then she explains he has a friend now, and they whisper about her, and if you rewatch the previous scene with the three of them, then you really see it. Kai tells her to stop saying sorry and that everything is somebody else's fault from now on. And it's a really malicious and misguided approach to learning that kind of lesson. But there is some truth to what Kai is saying. It's not good to blame yourself for everything, but per usual with Kai, this lesson seems to be taking that idea to an unhealthy extreme. After that, we finally get some smiles from Ivy, Allie, and Oz at the restaurant. Allie even agrees to let Oz keep Mr. Guinea. It is such a sweet, heartwarming moment, and they all get to go home happy, but because this is American Horror Story, that means something bad is about to happen, and sure enough, they go home and find the clown symbol on their door and Mr. Guinea in the microwave. Furious about that, Allie storms into the Wiltons' house. She punches Harrison and yells at them for painting the smiley face on their door. The Wiltons look convincingly shocked, and they tell her that means she's been marked by the killer, but Allie's just not buying it. She insists on blaming everything on them, and as they leave, Oz spots the same smiley face marking the Wiltons' house, and rather than warn them, Allie thinks they painted it there themselves, and she decides to leave without telling them, so I wonder if she's going to wind up feeling any guilt from that. Then right on cue, the green glowing truck returns. The driver gets out this time and sprays something directly on Allie's property. She assaults the driver, rips his mask off, and exposes not a human face, but the same smiley face. With that, she faints, and of course that leaves us to wonder how much of that was real. When we come back, it's Harrison's turn to play that pinky game with Kai. So they talk about Harrison's biggest regret, and it's marrying Meadow, but he admits to loving her. Kai then tells him to say he wants her dead just to see how it feels, and he does. Clearly, there's a lot of Kai telling other people what they're afraid of here, as though enough hasn't happened in the episode already. Then it drops another pretty big bomb towards the end. So Allie and Ivy catch Oz watching something on his computer that he shouldn't be, and it turns out he's watching the video of Allie and Winter's little bath time session. They have a really heated and heartbreaking argument, so big thumbs up to both Sarah Paulson and Allison Pill for making both the paranoia and the heartbreak feel so real. And then, just as Ivy is about to walk out on Allie, they spot cop cars across the street. Harrison is just screaming that he doesn't know what happened. Apparently, he was sleeping, he rolled over, he felt sticky, and he realized that Meadow was missing and there was blood everywhere. The episode ends with Allie, Ivy, and Oz looking at a brand new smiley face on the Wiltons' living room wall. So clearly, things are picking up big time, and I have so many questions. Harrison seemed truly rattled at the end. Is there a chance he's just putting on a show for the cops? And where is Meadow? Why would Kai teach her this lesson only to have her killed? And that's assuming Kai is ordering the clowns around. What's Dr. Vincent up to also? I'm going to assume people like Rosie don't just run around telling everybody about their phobias, so what pleasure would Dr. Vincent get out of sharing it with a group of killer clowns? And what about these smiley faces? So thanks to the news reports, the public is aware of the symbols, so should we be keeping in mind that authenticity here with those symbols could be an issue? Whatever manipulation is going on, though, part of what makes it so powerful is that it's targeting everything that makes our main characters feel safe, really everything they rely on. And it's scary, yes, because the show has established that you don't know when the clowns will return and what might be lurking around the corner, but watching the show strip the main characters of everything they love and their sense of security too might be the most unsettling part about all of this. In just 3 episodes, American Horror Story Cult has set up a very believable and terrifyingly unstable environment, which is made all the more intense because we've hit a point when you really feel connected to Allie, Ivy, and Oz as a family. This is the benefit of giving the show a narrow focus for a change. You can have crazy characters exhibiting outlandish behavior when the anchor of the show, in this case our family of three, is so well established, yet at the same time, what's happening in Allie, Ivy, and Oz's immediate world also has grand-scaled wide implications. It's all working right now, and I really hope the team behind the show keeps it up because I am riveted by what I'm seeing so far. But right now, it's time for you to tell me what you think. Are you as swept up in everything as I am? Sound off in the comments below. Keep an eye out for my recap and review of episode 4 titled 11-9 next week. And right now, I want to send some Patreon love to Rosa Para. Rosa, thank you so much for your support. I can't wait to G-chat with you and get to know you more soon. So here's the first of many personal thank yous coming your way. Get ready for more. And for everybody else, thank you for watching this episode. I'll see you real soon.